Well, you can bet $5.
Cash on me.
No, well, you'll have to pay it up later. $5 that you win.
Want to do $1?
I got quarters I have in there.
Well,
Okay. I'll bet. Okay, got a shake on it. Got $5. See who wins.
crap. So we got Grandpa, there's the boy, there's the wife. Oh, I'm coming for you. So we gonna have any trash talking start yet? Between you and Ma?
I asked him how much he wanted to bet to see whose car's gonna win, but he didn't want to bet.
Don't want to put $1 on it?
Well, you can bet $5.
Cash on me.
No, well, you'll have to pay it up later. $5 that you win.
Want to do $1?
I got quarters I have in there.
Well,
Okay. I'll bet. Okay, got a shake on it. Got $5. See who wins.
all right, there you go.
Plugged in, I just got light.
Race is on. First time going down the track. Oh yeah.
The sad part is that's the slowest thing I've ever taken down the track.
Well, this will be the slowest, the fastest, and everything all in one for you, bud. Oh, this thing looks good out in the sun, though. We're gonna get him hooked up. Ah, that's looking good. All right, so I'm gonna hook him up, and we're gonna get back to the pit. First run, how'd it feel?
I reached around the shifter when I shifted from first to second. So I went right into neutral.
What, on the big end?
When the 1-2 shift, I went right into neutral. Or I thought I did.
I was wondering what happened.
Instead of pushing, I went like this. Went right straight.
You grabbed everything. So instead of just punching the shifter, you...
How was the burnout?
Grab and punch.
What burnout?
Well, obviously, I pumped the brake pedal 6 times, engaged the
Line lock.
line lock, and I was nervous about getting on it because they never worked for me. So I started getting on it, and of course it started moving. So I'm screwed at that point.
There we go. So, your first pass is out of the way, though. Get the jitters and the bugs and all that shit out of you.
Yeah,
You got to make one first pass. You got to make the first pass and go, oh, I screwed up. I did this. I did this. So
I know what not to do, and it takes off. What was my 60 foot?
130. And you did 130, and then you did a. Oh, let's see. Yeah, 583, 130. So you were probably already getting out of it by the time you even got close to the 8th mile. But you still did a 5.8 to the 8th, which would be like an 890, and you only did it at like 101. So there was more left in her. There's more left in her. So let's get the bugs worked out. Make another pass. Honey, time to do a little trash talking about your boy.
There's no trash talking. It's his first pass.
Yeah, but you're the one who wanted a bet of money.
Just to give him some crap. That's all.
Yeah, but
$5 to see who wins. My winner beater versus his daily driver. We'll see what happens.
see how good he does.
I figure it would help so he wouldn't be so nervous if he had somebody to
Oh boy.
go against.
You're way in the back. But you might be able to loop around. I don't know if it's just street tires only or the far lane.
I don't know.
So it looks like you could loop around and go right here if you wanted
But I
to.
want to go next to William.
Well, have them behind you. Figure out what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. If we got to go in that lane or are we going that one? I don't know. I haven't heard a single announcement on anything.
Well, I would say you could go in this, stay in this side lane.
Go in this
Go
one?
for it, yeah. First time ever down the track. You're good, bud. Who's gonna win, Ebony or Ivory? Oh, he treated the shit out of you, woman. Holy cow, come on. 1712 to a 1726. All right, bud. So what was the difference between being in the bleachers and actually going down the track? Was it like, wow, this is totally different? You're actually psyched.
I'm on the road.
Well, yeah, you're on the road. Shit. But was it a little more exciting than? Because I mean, it's your first time going down the track. Was it weird, like trying to figure out where the tree was? Like, where the hell do I start at?
Well, that's what. Yeah, that double bulb mom.
Yeah, I noticed you rolled in. It was like, ba-doom. I thought, okay.
Yeah, I tried.
I wasn't ready.
Well, I tried going in slowly. I'm like,
Is that the reason why you did a 1 second reaction time?
I was trying to decide whether I was going to foot brake it or
See, I knew I was going to
Go off a dead idle?
go off of that. I went off of that idle.
Yeah.
And that second, I'm like, I see the green light, and I'm like, I gotta go. So then I watched him leave, and I'm like, he gonna get me anyway.
So, feeling a full 17-second rip down the track.
17, 19 actually.
Had to be impressive, man.
At least you
And
know
what did
you're
it shift
talking
at?
to.
62.
Yeah, I'm surprised. What about you? Did yours shift that high?
I didn't pay any attention. I was mad.
I think second was like...
What, man, that you lost $5?
Yeah.
Only about $5.
I think second was like
Fun with it.
55 though.
I'm gonna say your burnout was a little.
I went around the
I don't
water.
know what do you expect out of that thing.
Oh, dude, you could mat it and just tire fry that thing, but it's all right. You're
Brand
saving
new
tires.
tires.
Yeah, brand new tires, man. You're saving tires.
Yeah.
So you had fun.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a rematch again. Originally, that guy was like, "I can't do it because of what's going on," blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden he towered back and made it happen. So figured it was cool in that sense.
I don't think you have the time to do it again.
Well, yeah,
This has got-
unless you go right back up again. But we got some food to do. You still got to make a first pass. You got to go down the track.
So what happened, Dad? Oh, that's reversed. That's what's happening at the moment. Good. So what happened?
So, as you can see from behind us, we are going down the quarter mile with the golf cart and the old man's car. We just put a hole, it looks like the size of my fist, in the oil pan. So, I don't know if it was a matter of oil pressure and it just said bye-bye. I know the last run, he ended up running it and went straight to neutral and revved it to against the chip, which was like an 8,000 RPM chip. I don't know if he did that again, but it's going to be interesting when we get back to the pits. So we'll get back to the pits, take a little bit better look, and obviously we're going to load this thing up and get going home, but we'll have a little more for you. So yeah, that puked a lot of fuel and a lot of oil. So sorry to the rest of the racers that we were those guys that just puked on the track, but is what it is, man. Just got done dropping the trailer and the truck off. Old man's home now. I'm making my way home. Yeah, we're gonna check out the destruction and everything that was done tomorrow. It's been a long day. Just ready to get home, get some food and all that stuff. But oh yeah, we'll show you more. We're gonna put it up on the lift and get a real good look, so you guys will get the same time that I do. But what I could see, if I had to guess, I would say at least more than 2, probably 3 rods let go. Don't know why, don't know what happened. You know as much as what I know right now. But yeah, once we got it back and really started looking at stuff, that pan was gone, and I crawled underneath it and tried to take a couple of pictures with my phone. It didn't quite work. I could see it with my own eyes, and even the bottom of the pan, I mean, it looked like if you shot a bunch of nuts out of a shotgun, and you could see the imprints of them at the bottom of the pan, plus the holes that are in the pan. I don't know if we windowed the block, nothing like that, but we'll find out tomorrow. Obviously, there's oil on the ground, but some of the stuff that we've noticed was she sneezed so hard, the carburetor is completely loose. Yeah, Now that could have been just from the vibrations of once the rods went and, you know, your harmonic balance just went bye-bye and everything's just shaking and doing its thing. That's that front nitrous fitting that sheared off. It's got to be from the vibrations. And Jimmer brought up a good point. Having this on here, having the weight of that, the weight of the hose and everything, just sitting here shaking when that car shakes so bad, that's probably what ended up shearing this off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bracket that actually holds this, and then I'm going to run line going from there to that filter. I'll make it off of whatever, but right now it doesn't matter. But it even shook the bolts off the transmission cooler bracket. What about these guys? These didn't go. But yeah, we're just kind of assessing what's going on, and we're going to start tearing into it and see what's happening. So yeah, you guys are going to be along for the ride. Alright, so we didn't want to bore you guys with tearing the motor down of sitting there for a half hour watching us do it. So what we noticed was, besides the fuel system being sheared off and realizing that this thing was shaking like crazy after it ended up throwing a couple of rods, and the carburetor was, we're pulling the headers off, and the old man brought it up to me. He's like, hey, some of these header bolts are loose, which threw us for a little bit of a loop. And also on the motor plate, the top bolts were in, but the bottom bolts were gone. We couldn't find them, and you could see the imprints that they were there. Also, for you guys that run vacuum pumps, how your pressure relief valve is normally on your valve cover, it shot off. It's gone. We can't find it. This is where we are at. Motor's about ready to pull. Didn't notice any oil or anything draining out of the headers or anything like that, but there's a better idea of the pan. Yeah. Shine the light in there. Looks like at the very top, right up there, you can see that that would be your oil pan rail. Yeah, it probably took the rail out. So, don't know until we actually get farther into this of how bad the damage is, but we'll be getting the motor out. The old man is working on pulling the seat out. We have to do that to be able to get to the last bolt or whatever to pull the transmission tunnel out. Then we can go through and we can take the bolts off the transmission, pull the motor. So that is the next step, and we'll get the motor out, get it on a stand, and then the diagnosis actually starts at that point. So yippee! Still trying to keep a good positive flow here, even though the motor's blown up. We kind of kept track on how long did it take to get the motor out, and it's about 40 minutes, so not too bad. Yeah. You can try to look inside there. Oh yeah. But let's pull the pan off and see what we got. We got to figure out how to pull this pan off, because yeah, if you look at here, there's your oil pan rail, like right there. There would be your bolt. So it might be doing a cutoff wheel here. Let's do some carnage.
We might be raffling something off.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll maybe we'll do a little giveaway on the oil pan.
Wall art.
Yeah, somebody can have some wall art. So hit us down in the comments if you want a pan. All right, if you want to do the honors, pan's ready to come off. Just don't cut yourself. Oh, holy shit.
We can fix this.
There's the pan.
Ramen noodles and super glue. Yeah, they put back together in no time.
Look at this.
Oh,
It's in there.
look at that. Same crap that happened on mine.
Yep. Twisted the rod.
Oh, you spun the rod.
Look at this. Look at the twist on
But
it.
what I'm saying is, look at the
I see
the
that.
gouging you did in the crankshaft.
Yeah.
Yeah, you spun rod bearings. Basically, same freaking thing.
Well, yours was in the back.
But that right there,
Yeah, you didn't have oil in the front. This,
I would say it sucked the pan.
that piston's in here. It's up into the head.
So yeah, the front four snafu'd them all. Well, let us keep digging on this. I'm going to set you guys back here. And we're going to do a little bit more in-depth looking here. So, wow. All right, you guys get to see some stuff. Let me pop you off the stand here. So, you can see where we kissed there, we kissed there, we kissed there. Obviously the pistons. We could probably pop a couple out from the backside. As you can see the stuff falling. That's that bent intake. We smacked that exhaust.
Sarge, don't stiffen that oil.
But that's a bent valve. That's a bent valve. And we got just these little bit of witness marks right here. So the heads are going to have some valves put in them. But other than that, they're okay. That was one of the big things that we were worrying about, was making sure that the cylinder heads weren't going to be all torched and fried. We know the block's gone. Short block's done. When we were rotating it over on the for rocker arms, I think we actually snapped the timing chain as well. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right there. And we're just going to kind of clean up the mess around here, and then we're pretty much going to be done. We just wanted to get it torn apart, see what was salvageable, and the top end was basically, yeah, the top end's basically salvageable. The short block, I mean, that right there is done. Some of these lifters, I mean, Schuler's trying to pull them out with that big old John Holmes looking screwdriver, and you can't get them out. I mean, they're literally wedged in there. So yeah. So we'll keep the balancer and the crank trigger. We could keep the closed timing cover. You know, I mean, that's nickel and dime stuff that does get you towards the end. We can keep the flex plate.
Oil pump.
Yeah, water pump, the distributor. I don't know about the oil pump. We're definitely going to have to tear that thing apart and figure out what's going on, if that sucked it dry, because I showed you guys what was with the crankshaft. That was oil. We spun bearings. So that was definitely an oiling issue. That was very similar to what my motor had. So yeah, at that point, like I said, we're just going to clean up here and get ready to go home, hit the week of work, and the old man's going to clean up the car. That thing is just caked in oil underneath. So we're going to throw it up on the lift, and yeah, and then start phase 2 of what we're going to do for this thing over winter. So, and that right there was the same as where I was at when that thing blew up. So I understand his pain, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there understand it too. It sucks. So, till we meet again, my friends, it wasn't the weekend that we thought it was going to be. We were hoping for, 8-second runs and maybe spray it and all that. Well, stuff like this happens. This is part of the game, and this is what happens when you want to build a race car. So, alrighty. Well, we'll see you guys later. Hit us down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that share, that like, subscribe. And we will see you in the next episode, and we'll have a little more information for you. See ya.